Hey everybody, and welcome to another week of Young Pro Go Pro inspiration. More training and testimonies. I've been watching Tim and Michelle too much. I've been copying them. Tonight I have Briana Krites. She is a 24-year-old silver ambassador. She lives in Ohio, and she is a photographer along with Plexus Ambassador. And she has an amazing testimony, and she's going to give us some awesome tips to build our business tonight as well. And I'm Abby Jo Hildebrand, Senior Ruby Ambassador with Plexus. So I think without further ado, I'll just let Briana go ahead and take it.
Hi, I want to thank you for having me on tonight, and it's any time to share my testimony is always a great time, to share the word. Convention was all about one Plexus this year, and I'm like all about that. I've shared with a few different teams now, and that's what it's all about. Even if I'm sharing with your team, and that it's just helping everybody out because we have one goal, one Plexus. So I get really excited about that. So anyways, I was diagnosed with Crohn's back in 2007. It was actually 2 days, I think it was like 2 days before my 17th birthday. So it was quite the birthday gift to get. And anyways, I had been on different medications on and off, and my husband was in the Army, so we were moving all around different places, in and out of different doctors. And sometimes I was in remission, other times I wasn't and had flare-ups, but none of the medications were really working for me. But then I went through a bunch of fertility treatment to get pregnant with our daughter. And again, here I wish I would have known about Plexus back then, not only for my Crohn's, but for the fertility issues. And so I had got pregnant, and a lot of times with pregnancy and Crohn's, your flare-ups can either get worse or it can get a lot better. With mine, it got a lot better. In the beginning, it was pretty rough, but then it got a lot better as it went on, and I felt really great. Well, then after I had her, it got worse right away, but I had an awful delivery, and so my flare-ups were really bad. I literally was running to the bathroom all the time, and it got to the point it was so bad I couldn't even nurse my daughter anymore because I had lost my supply. And that's one thing that I really, really wanted to do, was just to be able to, nurse her and, give her what she needed, but I knew I also had to take care of myself. So it got to the point where I was just done with everything, and and she was on formula. And then 2 months later, I found out, after she was done, I found out I was pregnant with my son. So they're actually 13 months apart, and here I go, being pregnant again. And my Crohn's did get better again. And my son was born a year ago, March, because he turned 1 in March, and it was going really well. I had a really great birth. I felt great. And I'm like, oh, great. Everything's going to go well this time. And it really was. And it was about this time when it started to slowly go downhill again. I could just feel my stomach getting nauseous after I ate. And I mean, literally, I would eat somewhere, and I had probably 15 minutes max to get to the nearest restroom. I just would get so sick, it would go right through me. And I was just really devastated. I'm like, please, Lord, just do not let me lose my supply this time. I want to make it to a year. So, which Plexus, I'll get to this a little bit later, I noticed really helped my supply as well. But I'll get to that. So anyways, it did slowly get worse. Well, in the fall, it got really bad. Well, I finally sucked it up and called a doctor and got in, and they did some scopes, and this was in December. And you just remember waking up crying because I heard them say that it was severe and I needed to go on the most potent drugs for it, which is biologic medications. And if you know anything about those, they have a ton of side effects, and they like cancer, lung nodules, I don't know. It's just a bunch of stuff that you don't want at 24 years old, let me tell you. So it was pretty devastating to hear that. And I just remember waking up and thinking, to go on this medication, I'm going to have to quit nursing my son. And that was really heartbreaking. I knew it was closer to a year this time, and I'd gotten so far, but I got so far I didn't want to come a step back again. So anyways, I had several friends approach me about Plexus, and I'm just like, nope, I don't have time for this. I need to get better. And I finally got closer. My appointment ended up getting canceled right before Christmas. So it got me some time to think about it over Christmas. Well, finally, I decided, I'm like, I'm desperate. I want to try this before I go to my next doctor appointment. Well, I tried it out. In the first week, honestly, I just started on the Slim, and it was awful. We were trying to figure out what was up with that. But anyways, I was like, it was making me even worse. And, you know, she's like, just try and stick with it. So we ended up not trying Slim. We just tried ProBio 5. Well, the ProBio 5 then instantly helped it, and literally within days, I was feeling great. And then I did that for about a month long, and then I slowly then added back in Slim. Then I added in Bio Cleanse. I was a little hesitant about the Bio Cleanse just because the word cleanse, and I was already having problems cleansing my body out. But I decided to jump on board with that and do that, and I even felt even better. So each product I finally added in, I felt so much better, and my supply was great again, and I was able to obviously keep nursing him. So I was just feeling great. So anyways, I was at the doctor and then had my iron tested, and I wasn't anemic anymore, which is great because normally if you know anybody with an autoimmune disorder, they normally have anemia. So anyways, that was a much better. I was doing great there. So I knew my body, just from not being anemic, was healing. So anyways, it's been great ever since. And there's times where I ran out, and literally it's like, my ProBio is like my core product. Like I have to have that, because if I'm without that, I notice right away that I'm not feeling as great. So I did that. Well, then finally I jumped in, and added X Factor, which I do want to note, in February is when I signed up as an ambassador, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to be a lifer on these products. I might as well get the wholesale cost. I'm not a person who sells stuff, so you know, I do photography, but that's a little bit different, I think. It's like when I think of when I was thinking of network marketing in the beginning, I was thinking about like, oh dear, I got to go to this person and that person, and, you know, have this party. You know, it's just not my forte. So anyways, I decided to hop in for the wholesale. Well, that first month, I already had made enough where I got my product free. So I was like, okay, so I ordered me some X Factor and got that in. And let me tell you, that even literally made me feel more amazing. Like that's the one thing my husband even says. He's like, we have to have X Factor, like ProBio 5 and X Factor. Like we have to have those. You know, the other stuff is amazing too, but let me tell you, if you've ever thought about ordering X Factor, do it. Like, it's great. And I just watched a video, and I wish I could remember her name right now, but Tim and Michelle Thomas just interviewed them. And she did a great product review of everything. And I don't know if you know, but the New Zealand black currant naturally has iron in it, which is why iron is not added in as a supplement in the X Factor, because it already naturally has it in the New Zealand black currant, which I thought was amazing, which made sense of why my iron levels had been up. One, I've been just feeling better, but then two, that really helped as well. So that was great. But that is one thing. I love the X Factor. And my kids love the chewables. Every morning they ask for it, you know. It's literally the first thing out of their mouths, even before breakfast. They're begging for their chewable. So, and then I also will give them ProBio 5. I'll mix it in some applesauce or whatever. And it's just great to keep their guts healthy as well, you know, with, you know, if they're at church and they're around flu bugs. It just helps keep them healthy and keeps all those bad bugs out. So it was really great. And then the next month I already was, you know, I think the second month I hit 1,000 PV. I mean, it was amazing. Like all of a sudden, you know, here I was, I'm like, I wasn't going to sell it. And next thing I know, my PV's like through the roof, and I was so excited. So, and then in May, February, or not, sorry, February, either April or May, I hit silver already. So I was pretty excited about that. So anyways, that's my testimony as far as that goes. But
that is awesome. That's so amazing. I first heard, I've never met Briana in person, but I heard her testimony on Tim Michelle Thomas's YouTube channel, and I was like, oh my gosh, we have to have her on here, and we have to have her tell her testimony again, because it's just amazing and astounding. I just can't even, God, I just love to hear it.
Aw.
But I just love it. I do want to note something that you said. It doesn't always start out like you started with the slim, and then it didn't go well for you, so you had to start with something else. And I love that you had enough faith in the person that was, you were buying it from, to keep going or try something else, because it doesn't, the honest truth is, it doesn't start out great for everybody. It really doesn't. Most people it does, but if we're being honest, it doesn't start out great for all people. So it's awesome that you were able to get past that and go ahead and work on, and just trust her, and now look at you. So I just want to encourage everyone that maybe if you've had a rough start and you're thinking about quitting, or you have someone that has had a rough start, just kind of encourage them to keep going and just keep hanging on, and they'll more than likely get amazing results.
Absolutely. If you have customers, or you or yourself are discouraged because they don't work right, everybody has a different combo. Just because with me with Crohn's, just because the ProBio 5 is what worked for me and the Slim didn't, doesn't mean. I know another person on our team, or on my upline's team, that Slim works for him, but the ProBio didn't. It just depends. Everything works different for everybody. So it's important to stick with your person that signed you on, and just really try to figure out what combo works for you, because something I bet will help is just figuring out that right thing for you.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. That's perfect. And I also want to note that it increased your milk supply. I know there are a lot of concerned breastfeeding mothers, and we have a lot of amazing testimonies from people that tried it and it's worked for them. So I think that that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And I love the X Factor too. It's an amazing product. It just adds just extra oomph to the products or something.
Right. Right.
Do you want to go ahead and share kind of some things that work with your business building?
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to, I was listening to some different videos this week, and I had some other stuff that were going on, and I really kind of the beginning of June were kind of slow for me. Just for the fact that I kind of had to take a step back, because I had some things going on that were kind of trumped what was, with Plexus. And that's okay. If those things come up, you got to pick what your priority is at that moment. And that my priority wasn't there. And, I jumped back in, and it's amazing. I started posting again. If you get your several posts a day on Facebook, I literally have had 5 people in the last 3 days message me about Plexus, which I had nobody message me in the last, when I was on a little, I guess, break, because I needed to do some other things. And it just, keep posting. You might feel like you're nagging or annoying somebody, that annoying Plexus person. Who cares? You're doing this for you, and that's what's important. You have to focus on that. And what I really learned is I really gained a lot of passion this week, and that passion really helps you conquer that fear. If those fears of, am I going to make this person mad because I'm asking them about Plexus? And, I've really been talking with my upline about what can I do so I can get to the next step in making goals of, reaching gold next. And, one of the things that she shared with me that I thought was just great is just make a list of, your friends, your family, your church. If you are in the military, make a list of those friends, your college friends, make categories and then subcategories, and make a big list and just start going through. Calling is the best thing, because I think they're a little more obligated to, or not obligated, but it just is more personal, I should say, a phone call. But if you don't feel comfortable doing that yet, Facebook them, and when you approach, feel like doing an approach in a way of, say, hey, is there anybody else that that could use this product? So you're not, forcing them on it, but, you know, could somebody else they know, you know, in turn, they might be like, hey, I could use that product, you know, I need help with pain relief, too. So, you know, think about the way you word it when you talk to them, I guess. You know, is there anybody you know, is there any family members that you could use relief with, IBS or pain relief, or just, you know, overall health and wellness, whatever it is, you know. And a lot of times they'll get back to you, and sometimes you won't get a response at all. And that's okay. You know, you planted that seed, and they'll keep seeing those posts, and I guarantee that eventually, you know, they might message you back. And I had some really surprising messages this week. Like, it was the last people that I thought would message me about Plexus, and they were the ones that did. And, you know, it was just great that I guess passion paid off, you know, and to go forward with that and messaging them. And, you know, it's people that I was a little nervous about messaging, and, you know, I just did it anyways. You got to push through that. You know, it's all about personal growth. And if you're not pushing the boundaries of your own personal, you know, goals, then you're not going to get anywhere. So that's really important. And the other thing is that somebody else had mentioned, I think one of the Diamond Ambassadors, and I don't remember which one it was, but she said the perfect 10, and I really love this, and I actually have a sticky note on my computer that I look at every day because it's on here. And it's, you know, do 3 opportunity meetings a day. Watch 3 opportunity meetings, you know, whether it's on this channel or, you know, Tim and Michelle's, or Sonia Dudley is, you know, way up in my upline as well. She has great ones. You know, there's a ton of great opportunity out there. Or sorry, you want to do 1 of those a day. I said mess that up there. You want to share the opportunity with 3 people a day. You know, share the opportunity. You know, I was amazed within the second, it was either second or third month, I had already hit over 1,000 PV, you know. And this is a time in my family's, you know, with everything going on, that we really could use that money. And it was great. And, you know, anybody could use an extra $500, let me tell you. So share that opportunity with 3 people. Share the products with 3 people. And then also share with your team members. Once you hit silver or above, talk with 3 team members every day, you know, about what you can help them do to get to the next level, or what they need help with. And then the, you know, and then the 1, so 3, 3, 3, and then 1 is the Plexus event. So, you know, those opportunity meetings online that you can focus with. So, you know, and those 10, just make it a perfect goal every day. So
that's awesome. I think if you do that, if you're doing that every single day, there's no way that you can't grow and you can't build your passion and all that kind of stuff. There's no way that it can't happen.
Right.
So,
and I think I got all mixed up in the beginning, so sorry if you kind of didn't follow very well, but I was watching literally like 3 or 4 videos a day, and I just I was so excited, you know. I was just, you know, your passion just fuels from their passion, and it's just like, I just want to go tell everybody about Plexus right now, you know. And I was actually signed up for convention, and something that everything that has been going on, I wasn't able to go. And so that I was, you know, to see everybody's pictures and videos, I was like, oh, I just wanted to be there. But you know what? God's timing is different for everybody else. You know, hopefully I'll be there next year if it works out, and it'll be, you know, next year's convention will be even better than next year. And you know what? I'm working towards Leaders Retreat, and hopefully I'll be able to fuel a fire and get there. And I encourage everybody, you know, to really push to get to Leaders Retreat, just because I've heard how amazing it is, and any Plexus event is amazing. And just being with a group of that many people is just awesome. And, you know, this weekend we have, or on tomorrow actually evening, we have a big Plexus event here. All the Ohio Jewels are going to be at one location in our town. And it's going to be a huge event. We're going to have a bunch of testimonies I'll be actually sharing tomorrow. And I'm way excited. You know, if you have any type of event in your town, just get to them, because just hearing that compassion from everybody is just fuels yours, and you'll be going, you know, you'll be going emerald before you know it, you know, so.
Exactly. I love that. So remind us one more time. It's watch one opportunity meeting or go to an opportunity event, watch one training thing, talk to 3 new people, and
about 3 people about the opportunity, 3 people about the products, and if you are silver, talk to 3 team members a day.
Okay, yeah, awesome. Thank you. Just so if you didn't get that the first time, there it is again.
Yeah.
I think that something that is amazing to me, and I want to commend you on, is the fact that you had some other stuff going on, so you had to kind of step back from Plexus a little bit, but you came right back and you didn't let it stop you. You just kept on right on going, and you are keeping your momentum going. So I think that that's amazing. That speaks volumes about your character and about your passion for Plexus. And another thing is I can see your confidence just watching you talk. And I don't know you, but that's another thing that really that people can tell. And that's another thing that's going to help you in your business. And, you know, you and everyone watching too. I mean, if you're confident in your products, you're confident in what the business is able to do, then people are going to notice that and people are going to want what you have. So I just encourage you all, on top of everything amazing that Brianna's telling you, to go ahead and, you know, work on your confidence. And confidence and passion kind of go hand in hand. So yeah, that's just amazing. Do you have anything, any last words or anything that you want to say to us?
You know, one takeaway, you know, for this week, and I would really encourage you to doing is when you make a post this week, if you see somebody on your Facebook that you know personally is struggling, let's say you post an IBS post, let's say you post something with, you know, fibromyalgia, whatever you post, and you know somebody that's struggling with that, tag them on that post. Break through that barrier, tag them on the post. You know, it might sound personal, but, you know, tag them on it. They'll see it, they'll read it, and, you know, they'll make the decision to contact you or not. So that would be, you know, my one takeaway of the week, and I challenge you to do that because it really seems to help. You know, I've been doing that recently, and, you know, I've had people that have really liked that. So that's my challenge to everybody this week.
That's great. Hey, let me ask you a question real quick before I forget it. So you're a photographer, you're a Plexus ambassador, and you're a mom of 2 kids. So how on earth do you find time to, or what would you say, A, how do you find time to work your business? And B, what would you say to someone that says that they're too busy to work the business?
Wow. First off, where do I find the time? I find the time, you know, when they're napping or after they go to bed. Well, first off, when you're on Plexus, I can't go to bed till 12 o'clock at night anyways because I have energy till then anyways. So my kids are long in bed before 12 o'clock at night. So I just find those moments, or, you know, a quick call. How many times are you scrolling through Facebook a day, watching everything else when you could be posting? You know, I'm guilty of that. So I could be posting more instead of scrolling more. So, you know, do it in those little moments. I know, you know, there's doctors, nurses, you know, that are Plexus ambassadors. They all have time. There's people way busier than me. You know, it just makes me laugh when people say they don't have time because there is plenty of time. It's so easy. The products sell themselves. They truly do. So just, you know, 1, 2, 3 posts a day, you know, follow that perfect 10, and seriously, you're on your way. It doesn't take much time at all, and it'll really, truly pay off.
That's awesome. That's an amazing answer. I agree. There's no way that there's not enough time to do Plexus because it's so easy and it's so rewarding that if you only had just the slightest clue, I promise you would make time for it. So I think that is amazing. So thank you so much for being on the call tonight. I know that taking you away from time with your kids and everything else. So I really, really appreciate you taking out the time and being on here and sharing with us. So just thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on, and one Plexus, and go, you know, you all do amazing this week, and, you know, we'll all be at the top before we know it. And I just encourage you to never quit, never give up. You know, you can take a break here and there if you have other stuff going on, but never quit, because if you quit, this business won't work for you. But if you're, you know, if you plan on continuing, and you just push through every day, and that momentum will build and build, and you'll seriously, you'll be at the top before you know it.
Absolutely. Gosh, I just love this call. I'm going to watch it over and over and over again. Thank you so much for all of your awesome input. And you are absolutely right. Everyone at Young Pro, Go Pro, I mean, we're all 30 and younger, so we have all the time in the world to be working our business and not quitting, and we'll see everyone at the top. So everyone have a great night.